Hello and happy September. I hope that your fall is off to a good start. Actually, it's not even the fall yet, technically. I think it's on the 22nd that we switch over, but it definitely feels like fall. So I wanted to make a video talking about how we can help our bodies to adjust to this time of year and prevent getting sick because back to school time and flu season seem to kind of go hand in hand in my profession. So one of the things that I talk about is respecting the season. So what I mean by that is every season has its own particular energy. Summer feels different than winter, winter feels different from spring, and the fall has its own specific energy as well. And it's kind of unique because it's a bit of a mixture of summer, but also moving into winter, right? So what I mean by that is you can see that it's the summer energy in the sense that the days are still pretty warm. Like today, I think it's 24 degrees. It's quite hot outside. Um, but then the nights and the mornings are a lot cooler and things really cool down when they do. And that's just kind of a change for our bodies and a change that they have to learn to adapt to. So, one of the things that you can do is start taking any of the medicinal mushrooms. Two of my particular favorites are reishi mushroom and chaga. And what the medicinal mushrooms do is they really help us to adapt to new different situations. So we prescribe them a lot for people who are dealing with stress, but I also give it when there's kind of environmental stress in the sense that, yeah, things are changing. And I think part of the reason that people get sick is that the body really needs to learn to adjust again back to cooler temperatures. But with the fact that there's still a lot of warmth as well in the air, it can throw a lot of people off, especially if you're stressed out to begin with or you haven't been taking care of yourself for whatever reason. So the medicinal mushrooms are wonderful. They've got a lot of different chemical constituents in them, but primarily what they do is they're immune modulators. So if the immune system is overactive, then they'll kind of subdue it. If the immune system is underactive, then it'll help you to boost that. And the other amazing thing that it does is it contributes to deep immunity. So if you look at research on medicinal mushrooms, one of the things that they're most implicated in is cancer research. And I find that interesting, but not surprising, right? Because what they're doing is they're modulating and moderating the deep immune system, which is the one that makes sure that things don't get out of hand, generally speaking. So, but keep in mind, we're not talking about the acute immune system. This is the deep immune system. So if you're acutely sick, the medicinal mushrooms aren't really going to help you. For that, you need other herbs. But just to try to stay healthy and to try to help your body to adjust to this time of year and the changing of the temperatures and the changing of the season in general, they're a really good class of plants to work with. The other thing too is just really respecting the season, meaning, you might notice that sometimes your energy is up, sometimes your energy is down. I think, at this time of year, that's a totally normal and natural experience to have. I think the summer is one of these times energetically where we have so much energy. There's way more sunlight and way more daylight. And the fall kind of, things are shifting. It's starting to get darker earlier, for example. And that can sometimes manifest as people getting tired earlier. You don't necessarily, I remember in the summer, it would be like 8:30 and it wouldn't even feel like it was 8:30 at all. But now when 8:30 comes around, it is dark and you're ready for nighttime activities. So just pay attention to how you're feeling. And if you find yourself kind of having a day where you have more energy, that's great. Do your activities. But if you notice yourself getting tired or kind of more introspective or moving into that fall winter energy, try to respect that as much as your schedule and your work life and your other responsibilities will allow, because that's exactly right. That's what you're supposed to be feeling, is kind of this up and down changing of things. So I think in our culture, we're not really good at that. We're not good at moving with the seasons. And that's really too bad. But I think to whatever extent you can include that for yourself, the better, because it'll help you. I think when we respect the season, it actually helps us to adapt more to it because we're literally completely in sync with it. So that's just another thought. And then the other thing is just including more warming herbs into your daily life. So the pumpkin spice latte, for example, is one of the most popular drinks this time of year. If you're drinking it at Starbucks, I caution you against it because it's full of sugar and other harmful things. But in my newsletter, I've attached a link to a pumpkin spice drink that's actually quite good for you that you can try out instead. But the point is, these herbs and spices are being used for a particular reason. So things like cayenne, things like ginger and cloves and what else is there? Cinnamon, oh yeah, cinnamon, black pepper, all these types of chai tea flavors, they're all really warming herbs. And you might notice that your circulation improves after you drink it. And that's actually one of the things that they're designed to do. So basically when you ingest those herbs, they'll improve your circulation. And that's a good thing because number one, it'll keep you warm. But secondly, it'll actually contribute to getting nutrients and water and all sorts of things to your tissues and organs in a more proper fashion. So, don't be cold. Drink these warming teas and herbs. And hopefully you'll have a much better fall and you'll avoid getting sick. All right, take care.